bed of diamonds. It's an isolated spot. There are fields all around us. The nearest house is half a mile away, and the road beside the body is hardly a main thoroughfare, though the plows have already been through. All in all, it combines to make for a picturesque setting. Given that it's the Friday before Thanksgiving, this slice of pastoral serenity triggers thoughts of traveling over the fields to grandmother's house, until I remember the corpsicle. I look back at the body site and note how clumps of snow cast aside by the plow have rolled down the shoulder's edge and into the bordering field, settling atop the small drifts like little snowman turds. The clumps are all around us, but there are none on the body. That, along with the blood-smeared path punched through the snowbank piled up on the shoulder, tells me our victim was dumped here after the plow came through. I say so, and Izzy, who is busy taking pictures of the scene, nods his agreement. Izzy, whose full name is Itzhak Rybercheski, is the county medical examiner as well as my boss, my friend, my neighbor, my landlord, and the anti-me. He is barely 5 feet tall, with dark skin and hair, most of which circles his balding head like a friar fringe, whereas I clock in at 6 feet. And my fair skin, blonde hair, and size 12 feet earned me the nickname Yeti in high school. Our only commonalities are a shared fondness for men, our tendency to grow insulation all year long like bears readying for hibernation, and our knowledge of internal anatomy. I've only been at this job since early October. Izzy offered it to me a couple of months after I caught one of my hospital coworkers in an OR having a face-to-face meeting with the surgeon's one-eyed trouser snake. Unfortunately, that surgeon was my husband, David Winston. In order to escape the painful reminders and curious stares, I fled both my job and my marriage. Izzy was kind enough to let me stay in the small cottage he has behind his house, and it provided me with somewhere to hide while I licked my wounds. My new home is charming and cozy, and I'm forever grateful to Izzy for allowing me to move into it. But because Izzy has been my neighbor for several years, the cottage does have one major drawback. It's a stone's throw away from my marital home. After a couple of months of isolation and self-pity, I emerged in need of money and a job. Given that the next nearest hospital is over an hour away and my main talent is my ability to look at blood and guts without puking or fainting, I feared I'd end up dressed in a trash bag overcoat living under a bridge, or worse, with my mother. But Izzy rescued me once again by offering me a job as his assistant, and nowadays I'm in the business of dissecting lives in every sense of the word. I find my new career highly interesting on many levels, not the least of which is Steve Hurley, the primary homicide detective with the Sorenson Police Department. Unfortunately, I can't help but notice that he's the one thing missing from the scene before me now. "Is Hurley coming?" I asked no one in particular. "He had to go to Madison yesterday to testify in a trial and spent the night there," Junior says. "He called just a bit ago to say he had gotten back and would be here soon." As if on cue, we hear the sound of a car approaching. I look toward the road and recognize the car as Hurley's. My heart skips a beat, something that seems to happen whenever Hurley is around. His black hair, intense blue eyes, and sit on my lap thighs always get me revved up, but I've been working extra hard to rein in my hormones. That's because lately Hurley has been oddly distant whenever we're together, courteous and professional, but also strangely detached. It's a puzzling change given that we've shared a couple of heated kisses in the not-so-distant past, and I'm afraid I know the reason for it. I watch him now as he parks behind my car, climbs out, and scans the road. When I see him shake his head in dismay, I think I know why. The macadam is damp, but otherwise clear. What little snow the plows left on the road has melted beneath the morning sun, effectively obliterating any tire track evidence we might have been able to collect. "Too bad the plow came through," Hurley hollers down to us, verifying my suspicion. "It may not be all bad," I yell back. "It looks like the body was dumped here, and knowing when the plow came through may help us figure out when." Unfortunately, the killer's trail down to the body has been smeared, smudged, and kicked apart enough that there are no usable boot prints to identify. Damage I suspect may have been done intentionally. All may not be lost, however.